Welcome back to UMass Sports Weekly. I'm here with Marc, Jean-Louis, and Pat Dennehey, and we're going to be talking some men's soccer. Now, it's been a tough start for the men's soccer team, that's for sure, starting out 0-5. Obviously, the horrible loss of their coach last year, Sam Koch, to cancer, and it's been a rebound this year for them. That's for sure. So they're 0-5 this season, only 2 goals scored so far. It's been a real tough season so far. Why do you think this team is struggling so much offensively?
Well, part of the reason is that just UMass is not getting enough shots, and in turn, they're not getting enough scoring opportunities. I mean, they've had decent chances in their games against, following after the UVU game, but even after that, the only 2 players that are not getting shots at the moment are Peter Alvarenga, Marc Morris, and Josh Schwartz. None of them have contributed for more than 2 shots in each of their games following the UVU game. And those are your playmakers on the team. If you want a chance of winning these games, you have to make sure that the ball gets at the feet of those 3 players that I just mentioned. They played last weekend against BU, and in an interview after the game, Coach Devin O'Neill, he said it was very hard to get the attacking play going, and he chalked it up because of the poor field conditions. It was raining very heavily in that game, so we'll chalk it up to that. But aside from that, they have to get the ball on the feet of Josh Schwartz, Marc Morris, Peter Alvarenga. If you want a chance to win this game, which I think UMass does want a chance to win this game, those 3 players need the ball because those are the players that make things happen, and that's what's going to cause things to happen for this UMass team.
Okay, Pat, well, we started out 0-5. As Marc said, it's been tough for them to score, a tough off-season. Can you tell me a little bit of what are we looking forward to this season if they start at 0-5? Do we have any hope?
We do. Rudd Field. That's what we have to look forward to is Rudd Field. I mean, after a tough, opening 4 losses in California and then coming back to Massachusetts and losing to BU, it really must be discouraging. But coming back to Rudd Field and home field advantage, I feel, has always been so underrated. I mean, even if there's no crowd there, even if you're playing in a completely empty stadium, playing in a place where you can call your home, I feel like that is so underrated, is having that comfortability of home.
Well, they're 0-5. It's been tough for them this season. They definitely have a chance to come back now. They have a lot of young players, a brand new coach. Marc, why has this team gone 0-5 other than the offense, and what does it need to change going forward?
I'm actually going to let Tim take care of that one. I think he's more prepared to answer that question at this moment.
You can't shoot if you don't score. I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You don't hit a home run if you don't swing. You don't get the girl to go to prom if you don't ask. You need to shoot. And this team absolutely needs to shoot. Their defense is obviously not good enough to get relied on every single game. I mean, they're 0-5. Those are just the facts. So you need to get the ball upfield.
Well, now they have a game against Fairfield coming up, who's 2-1-1 on the season. Marc, what do you think their chances are going into this game against Fairfield?
I mean, honestly, aside from the fact that Fairfield is 2-1-1 and the fact that they'll be playing at home for the first time this season, I think that UMass has a pretty good opportunity in this one. Seeing Fairfield in their past 4 games, they're a team, but unlike UMass, they're a team that doesn't get a lot of corner kicks. They don't get a lot of shots off. And in that department, they are at a much wider disadvantage than, say, UMass is. I mean, they allow a lot of shots to their opponents. And so I think if UMass can get on top of that early and often, it'll go a very long way in towards them winning the game. I've seen Ryan Buckingham in the goal. It seems like as the games are going forward, he seems to be getting a bigger presence and more of a professional, well, not professional, but more of a leadership role in the goal, and I think he's had more poise in the goal. So I think with the more experience that he's getting in the goal, I think he's more comfortable being another one of the young leaders on this UMass team, and I think that UMass has a very good, decent opportunity to win this game.
Well, I definitely think that Coach O'Neill has some promise in Buckingham in the net. He's really shown us that he has the talent to do it.
Absolutely.
I know he's young, but he definitely has the opportunity to step up as one of the leaders on this team and kind of lead them to a couple more wins. Well, thanks, guys, for that coverage.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you for watching us for another edition of UMass Sports Weekly, and don't forget to follow us on our Twitter and Facebook pages. I'm your host, Chris Corso. Have a great week, UMass.